Hello, welcome to the studio. Today I am finishing off my seascape on tissue paper. I say finishing, I will do more to it, but it's at the stage now where I just need to put it away and then come back and look at it and see what needs doing. So it's finished for the moment. So if you like what you see, do click like, subscribe to the channel. There is lots more to see at my website, ruthander.co.uk. You can sign up for my monthly newsletter there. I send out lots of inspiration and new artwork and things to do and everything about landscapes and printmaking and art. And you can also buy my self-paced video courses there as well. It's ruthander.co.uk. So I've got what I need ready here. I've got some darker grey, a very, very light grey, kind of off-white really. And I've also got this tubing that I'm going to use to stamp a circle, which should hopefully look like a sun into my piece. So I'm going to start with doing that. And here is the piece as it is at the moment. It definitely needs quite a bit of definition and just kind of like more energy really, more movement. So just sort myself out here. Okay. So I'm going to get just a piece of kitchen towel to start with and my inner tube. And I'm going to dab my kitchen towel onto my off-white paint and then just dab it onto the tubing. Now this is going to make quite an obvious circle, but I'm going to then make it into more of a sun, I think. So I'm just going to put it here, I think. So I've just literally pressed that on. It's probably a bit difficult for you to see, but and I'm now going to use my piece of kitchen towel to just, so I've got a good circle shape now, and I'm just going to smudge it in to fill that circle. And I do like that. I've got a video actually about adding suns and moons to pieces, but adding a circle really does make a difference, I think. There's nothing else in this that is circular, so that should stand out in the composition. So that's what that looks like at the moment. And I'm now going to put some, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do some, probably some lighter kind of rain coming down over the top. So I'm going to do that now. Out some of that off-white fairly thickly because I'm now working on essentially dry paint. So I need a little bit more ink. And I'm going to do the other way of monoprinting, which instead of manipulating ink on your surface is more a matter of pressing down onto the back of your print to make marks. So I'm just getting a little bit of scrap tissue here, and I'm going to have a go just with using my fists actually and see if that works. If not, I might need something a little bit more substantial. Okay, that is not doing very much at the moment. So what I'm going to do actually is just add quite a bit more paint, and I think that's because it's dry paint. Putting paint onto a dry surface that's already got paint on means you often need a bit more. Okay, let's try that again. If not, we'll use something a bit stronger basically. Right, let's have a go with that. And I can feel that already is the paper sticking to it. So that's good. Okay, let's have another go. I'm just trying to get some energy and movement in here, just really going for it. Okay. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but that has left a significant amount of paint on there, which I hope looks a bit like rain falling. So I am going to basically do the same kind of thing, but with this dark grey. So I've rolled out the dark grey, and I am going to place my piece of paper so that this side of it is on the grey. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. I know I just want to kind of get some movement in there. So I'm going to use just a piece of card here to press onto the back of the paper. Let's see how that works. I'm going to go down again, I think. And a little bit across as well. Okay, so that is actually making, it's quite nice actually, but it is making some sort of serrated card marks on there, which I don't want. So I think I'm going to use something else, another tool to press onto the back there. Try that again. I've rolled out some more paint actually, and I'm using oil paint here as I like to do. And I'm going to place this back on. There's quite a bit of paint on there now. And I'm putting my scrap paper over. So I'm going to start with my fists again. So I'm going to just, and this creates a sort of big, soft mark, hopefully. Let's see what that's done. Okay. So that definitely has produced a big soft mark, but not very, it's kind of one big blur. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, although I like this area here, where it just kind of landed on the paint quite nicely. So I'm going to do a little bit more, maybe with a piece of card along here. Let's have a go. So I want it coming further down and further across. This is the piece of card I used. I used the short end of it. I might try and use the long end, see if that makes a difference. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit more down here, I think. And I'm going to use fingers and fingernails to get a bit of definition. Okay, right, wow, okay. Fingers and fingernails definitely does the trick, as you can see there. So I'm going to have a look at that and see if it needs any more of the grey. Okay, I like that, but I want it to go further down to the bottom, so I'm going to do that a bit more now. So this is what I've ended up with. In actual fact, well, I've covered up a lot of the white that I did like, but anyway, there we go. And I've also, this sun thing has kind of disappeared, so I'm going to re-put that in. And then I'm going to let it dry and think about it. So the next thing I'm going to do is put a dark purple line, probably kind of like almost like a horizon line, or a mountain line, along the bottom, just to get a bit more darkness and definition. So I'm just rolling out quite a dark purple here. And I'm going to lay my tissue over so that the purple is sort of near the bottom. It's a fairly thin layer of purple because I don't want it to go everywhere. I just want to press on the back and have where I press be a nice line, I hope. So I'm going to use, I can kind of just about see through the tissue paper, kind of. I'm going to use some scrap paper here as well. I'm just using the corner of a piece of card here to press down into the ink. Okay, let's see if that's come out. Okay, it has in some parts and not in others, and I think that might be because of the way I've laid it out, actually. So I'm going to pull it, what am I going to do? I'm going to just pull it down a little bit here. See if I can get that line again. See if I can match it up as well. I'm also going to just do the end part here. Okay, let's see if that's come out. Okay, we're getting a little bit of line work. I'm going to hold it up the wrong way for you, but you might not be able to see that, but there is a little bit of line work there, a little bit of definition. So I'm going to do a little bit more on that, I think, get some more lines. So I rolled a little bit more ink out actually, and just did those lines again, and this is what I've ended up with. So just adding a bit more darkness and depth to that foreground and the bottom of the piece. So the last thing I'm going to do before I put this probably away and just leave it for a while is some quite painterly, just a painterly mark with some yellow. And I want it very specifically on the left-hand side of the picture. So I'm going to try and put it on the sort of kind of the right-hand side of my plastic. Now, I want this to be very subtle and just really just a tiny amount, but I'm just placing it, I call it painterly. It's when I just literally kind of paint it on, place it onto the plastic, and don't do anything to it. Don't roll anything, don't manipulate it, and then just take a print like that. So tissue will pick up this very, very easily, so I have to be really quite careful about placing it. Once it's on, and it's not gonna, it's going to be difficult to get off. So let's just see here. Okay, I hope this is going to be okay. I'm doing that thing where I fold the paper, line it up, and then just plop it over. And then I'm just going to use, because there's a lot of paint on there, I'm just going to use my finger to take it onto the paper, and I hope this is okay. Okay, just a very fine line of yellow, just a little pop of colour. And so this is what I've ended up with at this point. I'm going to put it away, like I say, probably just put it in a drawer, not think about it for a little while and get it out. It probably does need a little bit more to it, but at this point I can't see it, and it's got lots of layers on it. So I'm going to put it away, have a think, get it out again. But this is good as it is for the moment.